So what we're going to be cooking today, which is one of the recipes featured in the cookbook, is a beautiful kind of an heirloom tomato tart with a range of fresh herbs. And I've also got, I've made up just a lovely light egg mixture with eggs, cream, some Gruyere cheese and a little bit of goat's cheese. I have already, here's one I prepared earlier of a tart base. Meredith has had me making tart bases from scratch on a regular basis during these demonstrations, but I thought I'd keep my hands a little bit cleaner today. But please yourself if you're wanting to do this in a fluted tart tin, or alternately, we've really been loving the freeform tart. So I've actually just been making the pastry, which is just flour, butter. I like to put in an egg yolk with a little bit of water and just season the flour. Combine that together with your fingers, get a really lovely pastry. I love just rolling it out. And any shape, it doesn't have to be perfectly square, perfectly round, any shape. What I've been doing is just folding up the edges, pouring the tomatoes on, topping it with some of the cheese filling, and throwing it in the oven. So you can do a bit of a freeform style, but this particular one we've done in our lovely little loose base, little tart tin. Meredith talking about all those wonderful heirloom tomatoes with the different colours, and they also come with different flavours, are all really not only fantastic in, I suppose, a dish like this, which is suitable that you can make beforehand, you can use it for lunch, but ideally even just a gorgeous tomato salad that you just throw a whole pile of fresh herbs in. Now whether you chop them or whether you just pick the leaves off, please yourself. With the little tart, what I really like doing, instead of just throwing all the tomatoes straight into the egg mixture and you get it all covered, I like to just kind of scatter the tomatoes around and then just pour a little bit of the egg mixture on top, and that way then you're kind of left with some tomatoes a little bit exposed. Try and cut your tomatoes in all different shapes, so some sliced, some wedged, some in kind of in big chunks. And you can most certainly mix your tomatoes with some zucchini, asparagus, and do like a gorgeous tomato and zucchini tart, tomato and asparagus, whatever you've got. That doesn't take long to cook. You wouldn't want to be putting tomatoes and potato together unless you're going to kind of cook your potatoes beforehand. But and then quite simply just throw this in the oven for about 20 minutes until the pastry is nice and brown. You can pre-bake the pastry, or alternately just pop the tray on a nice heated, you've already got a tray in the oven, heating up, just sit your pastry tart on top of that and that'll cook the pastry underneath. I forgot to mention as well, sorry Simon, that on the pastry, you may have noticed I was brushing it, I just put a little bit of mustard on the bottom. And that just gives that little bit of an element of a tang too, which really complements the tomatoes, goes really lovely with the goat's cheese and that Gruyere cheese as well. So there's just that other little element of flavour. And most certainly another lady yesterday mentioned that you could possibly put down a bit of a relish or something like a mustard pickle, which would work really nicely, and just something a little bit, you know, just like that ingredient that you kind of bite into and you go, oh, that little extra flavour.
But most importantly, I suppose, when you're matching the wines to the food, is don't be afraid to mess around and try different things. But also, it's very important to remember with the Lindeman's early harvest and sweet seasons wines, because they're so fresh and refreshing, they're so versatile and go with a whole myriad of the dishes. And I don't think we've had a miss so far with the dishes we've produced in our wonderful Lindeman's early harvest and sweet seasons wines today.
And bon appetit and happy gardening.
And cheers, of course.
Cheers, of course, yeah.